In every era, across every continent, through every rise and collapse of nations, wealth has always been more than money. It has been power, security, freedom, a quiet force shaping destinies long before birth, and echoing long after death. But behind every story of wealth, behind every empire, every family dynasty, every self-made individual who rewrote their life, there is a pattern, a blueprint, a sequence of decisions, habits, strategies, and perspectives that anyone, regardless of background, can learn. For generations, this blueprint was hidden in universities, private meetings, family legacies, and elite mentorship circles. But today, you are about to hear it. Not through myth, not through speculation, but through the cold, empirical truth of how wealth is built, how it grows, and why only a small fraction of people understand it. This is not entertainment. This is education, a new lens through which you will see the financial world, and your place inside it. Welcome to The Blueprint, How to Build Wealth from Scratch. Chapter 1, The Psychology of Money. Before wealth is built on paper, it is built in the mind. The richest people in the world, whether self-made billionaires or families who have held wealth for generations, share a trait invisible to the eye. They understand money in a fundamentally different way than the average person. Most people see money as either a scarce resource, a source of stress, or a tool for status. The wealthy see it as a mechanism for freedom, leverage, and creation. But how does this mindset form? And more importantly, how can anyone reshape it to achieve wealth? 1.1. The Invisible Money Scripts. From the moment we are born, we absorb attitudes about money. Some are spoken aloud. We can't afford that. Money doesn't grow on trees. Rich people are greedy. Don't dream too big, it's unrealistic. Others are silent, absorbed from observing. A parent stressing over bills. Family conflicts about money. Friends boasting or complaining about finances. Media portraying wealth as corruption, luck, or unattainable. These scripts are stored in the subconscious. They silently dictate behavior. How much risk you take. How you view opportunities. How you think about earning, saving, or investing. Most people never question them. And that is why they remain stuck, repeating patterns they didn't consciously choose. Imagine your life as a river. These scripts are like the shape of the riverbed, unseen, yet guiding every twist, turn, and current. No matter how hard you paddle, if the riverbed is narrow or crooked, your journey will be limited. 1.2. Scarcity versus abundance mindset. Money is not just numbers. It is belief. Scarcity mindset. People living in scarcity see money as finite, as something that can be lost faster than it can be earned. Their thoughts sound like, I can't afford it, I don't make enough, I'm not good with money, I have to wait for luck. Scarcity creates fear-driven decisions. Hoarding cash instead of investing. Avoiding risk that could create growth. Buying small wins instead of long-term gains. Abundance mindset. The wealthy, in contrast, see money as fluid and renewable. Their thoughts are, how can I make this opportunity work? Value attracts wealth. I can learn the skills I need. Time, knowledge, and action generate capital. Abundance does not ignore reality. It does not mean endless spending or blind optimism. It means seeing opportunities where others see limits. Example: consider Warren Buffett, known for his patient, disciplined investments. He does not panic during market downturns. He sees scarcity moments, others selling, as opportunities for growth. 1.3. The Wealth Paradox. Here is a striking truth. People who fear money often lose it. People who chase money recklessly often squander it. People who respect money strategically, understanding its principles, limitations, and power, build lasting wealth. Money is neither good nor evil. It is neutral. And it amplifies the qualities you already possess. Discipline becomes growth. Laziness becomes debt. Curiosity becomes opportunity. Impulsiveness becomes financial ruin. The wealthy cultivate emotional intelligence around money. They treat it with respect, not obsession, not fear. 1.4. Delayed gratification, the wealth superpower. One of the strongest predictors of wealth is the ability to delay gratification. Immediate versus long-term thinking. Most people prioritize the immediate. Buying a new phone on release. Dining out every night. Luxury vacations before financial stability. The wealthy prioritize the long term. Investing in assets that grow over decades. Sacrificing short-term comfort for long-term freedom. Learning high-value skills that pay off years later. Historical example. Andrew Carnegie, one of the richest men of the 19th century, lived frugally despite immense wealth. He reinvested profits, built infrastructure, and donated massively. His wealth multiplied not because he earned more than others, but because he deferred gratification consistently. 1.5. The role of fear and emotion. Fear is the single largest barrier to building wealth. It manifests in different ways. Fear of losing money, right pointing arrow, avoiding investments. Fear of rejection, right pointing arrow, not pursuing higher paying opportunities. Fear of failure, right pointing arrow, avoiding entrepreneurship. Wealthy individuals do not eliminate fear. They manage it, quantify it, and take calculated risks. Example. Imagine two investors. One panics when the market dips 10%, sells everything, and loses money. Another sees the dip as opportunity, buys wisely, and profits over time. The difference. Not luck. Not intelligence. Mindset. 1.6. Habits of the financially literate. Building wealth begins with small, repeatable habits. 1. Tracking money, knowing where every dollar goes. 2. Setting clear goals, short-term, medium-term, long-term. 3. Investing consistently, even small amounts. 4. Continuous learning, reading, courses, mentors. 5. Avoiding lifestyle creep, resisting unnecessary spending. Habits compound just like money. Small decisions daily, repeated over years, create extraordinary outcomes. 1.7. Rewriting your money script. The key to changing your financial life is awareness first, then action. 1. Identify your inherited or absorbed money beliefs. 2. Question them. Are they true? Helpful? Necessary? 3. Replace scarcity scripts with abundance scripts. 4. Create daily rituals that reinforce wealth-building behavior. Saving a fixed percentage. Learning for 30 minutes daily. Planning investments weekly. 5. Take your first deliberate action, small, measurable, and consistent. Wealth does not begin with a paycheck. It begins with a mindset. Change the mind, and the money will follow. The journey of wealth is not only about numbers. It is about understanding yourself, your beliefs, and your emotions around money. Before you can earn, invest, or multiply capital, you must first master your mind. Because wealth is born not in the bank, but in your psychology. Chapter 2. Escaping the rat race. It's a phrase we hear casually, almost humorously. But beneath the joke lies a subtle, invisible trap, one millions of people fall into, year after year, decade after decade. The rat race is not just a job. It is a pattern of earning, spending, and surviving that keeps people chained to the idea that money is limited and time is endless. Most people never question it. They follow the path laid out for them. Earn, right pointing arrow, spend, right pointing arrow, repeat, right pointing arrow, stress, right pointing arrow, work harder, right pointing arrow, borrow, right pointing arrow, repeat. 2.1. Understanding the trap. At first glance, it seems logical. Go to school, get a degree, get a job, earn a salary, pay bills, save a little, retire. But there is a hidden truth. This system was designed for survival, not for wealth. The subtle slopes of the rat race. Lifestyle creep. As income rises, expenses rise even faster. Debt dependency. People rely on loans, credit cards, and buy now pay later schemes. Income ceilings. Jobs have limits. Salaries do not multiply without effort. Time for money exchange. Active income ties life energy to financial survival. Even if you earn $100,000 per year, your life can feel trapped if all that income is absorbed by obligations and desires. The rat race is subtle because it does not feel like a cage, until you try to escape. By the time many realize, they have spent decades inside it. 2.2. The rat race formula. Let's break it down. The majority. Income, right pointing arrow, spending, right pointing arrow, lifestyle, inflation, right pointing arrow, debt, right pointing arrow, stress, right pointing arrow, harder work, right pointing arrow, short-term pleasures, right pointing arrow, repeat. The wealthy. Income, right pointing arrow, savings, right pointing arrow, capital, right pointing arrow, investments, right pointing arrow, assets, right pointing arrow, cash flow, right pointing arrow, freedom. Notice the difference. The first focuses on consumption. The second focuses on creation. Escape begins when you see the pattern, and then redirect it deliberately. 2.3. Busy versus productive. Most people confuse busyness with productivity. Busy people, overloaded with tasks, trapped in urgency, chasing income for consumption. Productive people, strategic with time, focused on value creation, building systems that earn money with or without their constant input. Example: consider a salesperson working 10 hours a day making $50 per hour. They are busy. If they automate processes, train a team, or build a repeatable system, they can earn $500 per hour. Productivity multiplies income. Busyness only drains energy. 2.4. The 4 traps of the rat race. The education trap. School teaches skills to get jobs, not skills to create wealth. Grades measure compliance, not financial intelligence. You may be brilliant in your field, yet remain a slave to income if you never learn how money works. The comfort trap. People prefer the security of a paycheck over the uncertainty of entrepreneurship or investment. Safety becomes a cage. The wealthy take calculated risks, balancing safety with opportunity. The consumption trap. Society trains us to spend as we earn. Advertisements, social media, and peers push the illusion that happiness comes from consumption. The result: spending grows faster than income. The time trap. Time is finite, but most spend it exchanging hours for dollars. Once trapped in this cycle, you cannot recover lost decades. 2.5. Recognizing the exit points. To escape the rat race, you must identify the points where most people fail. Income limitation. Relying on a single salary. Not pursuing high-income skills or side businesses. Debt accumulation. Using loans and credit to sustain lifestyle. Paying more in interest than earning in investment. Lack of financial literacy. Not understanding investing, assets, or compounding. Not planning beyond the next paycheck. Passive mindset. Waiting for opportunity instead of creating it. Believing, wealth happens to others, not me. 2.6. Strategies to break free. Breaking free is not about luck. It is about designing your life intentionally. Strategy 1. Shift mindset from consumption to creation. Prioritize building assets over buying liabilities. Ask before spending, will this help me create or consume? Strategy 2. Build multiple income streams. Salary alone will not free you. Side businesses, freelancing, digital income, investments, all help you regain control. Strategy 3. Invest early and consistently. Small amounts over long periods compound into life-changing wealth. Avoid emotional reactions to market cycles, let money grow systematically. Strategy 4. Automate and systemize. Savings, investments, and business operations should run on autopilot. Time is the most valuable asset, protect it. Strategy 5. Control lifestyle inflation. Increase spending slower than income. Maintain discipline even as wealth grows. 2.7. Case study. From rat race to freedom. Consider Sarah, a fictional but realistic example. Age 25, $50,000 per year, living paycheck to paycheck. She spent on rent, gadgets, vacations, saving nothing. She realized she was trapped and started building skills, digital marketing and freelancing. Age 28, added a side business earning $3,000 per month. Invested $500 per month into index funds. Age 32, investments and business cash flow surpassed her job income. Age 35, quit her 9-to-5. Financially free, with multiple income streams and assets growing passively. The difference: not magic, not inheritance, not luck, awareness, strategy, action. 2.8. The psychological shift. Escaping the rat race requires 2 mental shifts. From fear to opportunity. Stop fearing income loss or failure. See challenges as chances to grow wealth. From short-term thinking to long-term vision. Delay gratification. Invest in assets before buying luxury. Build freedom first, then comfort. 2.9. The invisible reward of freedom. Wealth is more than money. It is time, choice, and peace of mind. Time to learn, travel, create, explore. Freedom to leave toxic jobs, toxic cities, toxic debt. Confidence to make decisions without fear. This is why escaping the rat race is not a financial exercise. It is a life transformation. The rat race is a trap, but it is not permanent. Recognizing it is the first step. Changing mindset, increasing income, and strategically building assets are the next. Once you take control of these levers, the invisible chains break. You are no longer running in circles. You are designing a path toward freedom, wealth, and purpose. Chapter 3: The 4 Levels of Income. Money flows through life in 4 fundamental ways. Understanding these ways is not optional, it is essential. The majority of people live in just one level, their salary. They exchange hours for dollars, believing effort alone will lead to wealth. But wealth does not grow from effort alone. It grows from understanding the levels of income, and learning to move up. In this chapter, we will explore the 4 levels of income, how they differ, and how to ascend from one to the next. 3.1. Level 1. Active income. Active income is the most common, most familiar, and most limiting form of income. Definition: money earned by trading your time for money. Every hour worked equals money earned. Examples: salaries and hourly wages, freelancing, hourly contracts, consulting, paid by session or hour. Characteristics: direct trade, work stops, right pointing arrow, income stops. High effort, low leverage. Predictable, but capped. Imagine a worker earning $30 per hour. Working 40 hours a week, 50 weeks a year, right pointing arrow, $60,000 per year. If they try to double it, they must double their hours. Time is the ceiling. The rat race trap. Level 1 income keeps people in survival mode. Bills, rent, loans, and lifestyle creep consume the paycheck, leaving little for investment or growth. Reflection: active income is necessary, it is the foundation. But alone, it cannot create financial freedom. 3.2. Level 2. Skilled income. Skilled income is still active, but it is amplified by specialized knowledge or rare ability. Definition: money earned through expertise that is scarce, valuable, and in demand. Examples: coders, software engineers, digital marketers and SEO specialists, salespeople who close big deals, lawyers, doctors, accountants, public speakers, high-ticket consultants. Why it's better than level 1. Higher rates per hour or project. Skills can be sold globally, not just locally. Value multiplies income without necessarily increasing time worked. Consider a freelance developer charging $100 per hour. Working 40 hours a week, right pointing arrow, $208,000 per year. Add automation, leverage, or a team, right pointing arrow, potential to earn hundreds of thousands more. The limit: even skilled income is capped by time. Eventually, there are only so many hours in a day. Reflection: level 2 is the bridge between survival and wealth. It allows you to accumulate capital, the fuel for the next level. 3.3. Level 3. Business income. Business income is where leverage becomes powerful. Definition: income generated by systems, teams, or assets that earn money without constant personal effort. Examples: digital businesses, e-commerce stores, SaaS, online education, service agencies with staff handling clients, physical businesses, restaurants, shops, franchises, licensing products or brands. Key characteristics: systems create income beyond your personal hours. Teams amplify your reach and productivity. Risk exists, but rewards are scalable. Imagine a small e-commerce store. Owner sets up the system, hires 2 employees to run operations. Store generates $20,000 per month. Owner spends 10 to 15 hours per week managing strategy, marketing, and growth. Now, income is no longer tied directly to your time. You've created leverage. The leap. Level 3 is the turning point. It's where active income begins to transform into financial freedom. Reflection: most people stop at level 2. They earn more than average, but still work constantly. Level 3 requires courage, strategy, and systems thinking. 3.4. Level 4. Investment income. Investment income is the pinnacle of wealth creation. Definition: money that earns money, through assets, capital, or financial instruments, without requiring your active presence. Examples: stock dividends, real estate rental income, bonds and interest, private equity and venture investments, royalties from content, books, or patents, digital assets generating passive revenue. Here is the power of level 4. You invest $10,000 in an index fund at 8% annual growth. You do nothing. 20 years later, right pointing arrow over $46,000. 40 years later, right pointing arrow over $217,000. This is freedom income. It flows whether you work, sleep, travel, or take a year off. The wealth mindset. The wealthy spend decades accumulating capital to feed level 4 income. They prioritize assets over liabilities. They understand that true freedom is earned by letting money work for you. 3.5. How to transition between levels. Level 1 right pointing arrow. Level 2. Acquire high income skills. Invest in education, mentoring, and mastery. Replace low paying work with specialized services. Level 2 right pointing arrow. Level 3. Start a small business or side project. Automate repetitive tasks. Hire or partner with others. Focus on systems that generate revenue. Level 3 right pointing arrow. Level 4. Use business profits to invest in assets. Diversify income streams. Let capital compound. Reinvest returns consistently. Each level builds upon the previous. Skipping a level is possible, but rare and risky. The blueprint is deliberate, patient, and strategic. 3.6. Real-world example, from level 1 to level 4. Meet John, a fictional but realistic illustration. Age 22, entry-level job, $35,000 per year. Level 1 income. Age 25, learned coding, freelanced for $75 per hour. Level 2 income. Age 28, launched an e-commerce business with a small team. Level 3 income. Age 32, invested profits into real estate and index funds. Level 4 income. By his early 30s, John's passive income exceeded his former salary, giving him freedom to choose work, travel, and life on his terms. Reflection. John's journey is not unique. It is the blueprint many self-made millionaires have followed, consciously or unconsciously. 3.7. Key lessons from the 4 levels. Time is the limiting factor at level 1 and 2, leverage changes everything. Skills create the bridge between survival and freedom. Systems multiply income at level 3. Capital works for you at level 4. True financial freedom comes when multiple levels work together. Most people never leave level 1. Those who do, follow a roadmap. Skill mastery right pointing arrow. Business creation right pointing arrow. Investment growth. Wealth is not a mystery. It is a process, a climb, and understanding the levels of income is the first step to ascending it. The 4 levels of income are the pillars of financial growth. Active income earns survival. Skilled income builds capital. Business income multiplies potential. Investment income creates freedom. By moving deliberately through each level, a life once limited by salary transforms into a life defined by choice, time, and wealth. The question is simple. Which level are you on today, and where do you choose to go next? Chapter 4. Earning more, the foundation of wealth. Wealth does not begin with saving. It begins with earning more. The majority of people think that frugality and cutting expenses alone will make them rich. They believe that if they save 10% of their paycheck, wealth will magically appear. This is a myth. Without sufficient income, you cannot invest, you cannot accumulate capital, and you cannot create freedom. Earning more is the foundation. It is the soil in which wealth grows, and without it, every other strategy will struggle. 4.1. Understanding the income ceiling problem. Most people have an invisible income ceiling. Their job caps them at $50,000 or $70,000 per year. Their skills only allow incremental raises. Promotions are competitive and uncertain. Even if they save 50% of their income, the total capital accumulation remains limited. Imagine 2 workers. Person A earns $40,000 per year, saves $10,000 per year. Person B earns $100,000 per year, saves $20,000 per year. Even though Person A saves a higher percentage, Person B accumulates more because income amplifies wealth building capacity. Lesson. You cannot invest what you do not earn. Increasing your earning potential is the first step toward financial freedom. 4.2. High income skills, the wealth multiplier. High income skills are specialized abilities that can generate substantial earnings, independent of location or age. Definition. A high income skill is a skill so valuable that people are willing to pay top dollar for it. Examples. Copywriting, writing words that sell, from ads to emails. Coding, programming, creating software or apps that solve problems. Sales and negotiation, closing deals worth thousands or millions. Digital marketing, driving attention and revenue online. Graphic design and branding, making products visually irresistible. Consulting and coaching, sharing expertise to solve complex problems. Public speaking, inspiring, educating, and persuading audiences. Data analysis, turning raw information into actionable insights. A skilled freelancer in these fields can earn $100 minus $500 per hour. Compare that to a traditional job paying $20 per hour, the difference is staggering. Key insight: skills are your most valuable asset before you build capital. They scale faster than time, because they allow you to charge more for value rather than hours. 4.3 Freelancing and remote work, earning without borders. The digital era has shattered geographical limitations. You can live in one country and serve clients globally. Platforms like Upwork, Fiverr, and LinkedIn allow you to monetize skills anywhere. Remote work can double or triple income without increasing hours. Example: consider a digital marketer in Ghana charging $50 per hour. Working with U.S. clients, their effective income is equivalent to $100–150 per hour locally. Multiply that by consistent work, and a side hustle becomes a wealth accelerator. The world is a marketplace, and the value you create determines what flows back to you. Your skill is the currency. 4.4 Increasing your value, the true path to wealth. Income is not determined by effort or hours worked. It is determined by value delivered. Solve bigger problems, right pointing arrow, earn more. Acquire rare skills, right pointing arrow, command higher rates. Deliver measurable results, right pointing arrow, gain loyalty and premium fees. Example: two graphic designers create a website. Designer A works 10 hours, charges $300. Designer B works 8 hours, creates a brand identity that boosts client revenue by $50,000, charges $5,000. Both worked, but the perceived and delivered value multiplies the income. Increasing income is about thinking like a value creator, not a laborer. 4.5 Strategic career moves, beyond luck. High income is rarely random. It comes from strategic choices. Position yourself in high-demand industries. Tech, finance, healthcare, digital services, renewable energy. Negotiate compensation. Most people accept the first offer. Wealthy people ask, research, and negotiate. Leverage promotions and titles. A higher title often unlocks better opportunities, income, and visibility. Diversify sources of income. Salary plus side business plus freelance plus passive streams equals higher security and speed to wealth. Earning more is rarely about working harder. It is about working smarter, leveraging skills, and making intentional moves. 4.6 Entrepreneurship, the ultimate earning multiplier. While high-income skills boost your earnings, business creation allows income to scale beyond your hours. Freelancers trade skills for money. Entrepreneurs build systems that generate money without them being present. Example: a software developer earns $100 per hour. If they create an app that solves a global problem, it can earn $10,000 per day, independent of their time. Entrepreneurship is not risk-free. But strategic risk, when combined with high-income skills and smart execution, accelerates wealth faster than any salary or job ever can. 4.7 Mindset for earning more. Abundance thinking. Believe opportunities exist. Money can be created. Value creation focus. Income flows to those who solve problems. Continuous learning. Income grows as your skills, expertise, and knowledge grow. Resilience. High-income opportunities are often accompanied by failure. Persistence is key. The wealthy do not earn more because they are lucky. They earn more because they position themselves strategically, enhance skills relentlessly, and act decisively. 4.8 Case study, from average income to high earnings. Consider Maria, a young professional in her mid-20s. Age 23, marketing assistant, $30,000 per year. Level 1 income. Action. Learn digital marketing and social media management. Age 25, freelance consultant, $100 per hour. Level 2 income. Action. Build a small agency and automated client acquisition. Age 28, agency revenue exceeds $200,000 per year. Level 3 income. Reflection. Maria's success was not overnight. It required deliberate skill acquisition, strategic positioning, and relentless execution. Her earning journey laid the foundation for investment, asset creation, and long-term wealth. Earning more is the foundation of wealth. Without it, saving, budgeting, and investing have limited impact. Identify high-value skills. Position yourself strategically. Leverage the digital age. Build systems that multiply your earning potential. Once you expand your income, everything else, capital accumulation, investment, freedom, becomes possible. The question is simple. Are you earning enough to create the life you desire, or are you trading time for limited reward? Chapter 5, Budgeting Like the Wealthy. To most people, it is a word that triggers dread. A chore, a restriction, a reminder of limitations. But to the wealthy, budgeting is something entirely different. It is direction, strategy, and leverage. Money is not merely for spending. It is a tool, and budgeting is the mechanism by which the tool works effectively. Without a budget, even the highest earners can find themselves trapped, overextended, and living paycheck to paycheck. 5.1 Budgeting is not restriction, it is strategy. Wealthy individuals do not budget because they are cheap. They budget because every dollar is intentional. Every dollar has a purpose. Every dollar either works for you or against you. The common misconception is that budgeting is about depriving yourself. In reality, it is about controlling your money before it controls you. Consider a high earner spending $15,000 per month without a plan. Even with six figures, they may accumulate nothing. Budgeting ensures income aligns with goals, not impulses. 5.2 The 50-30-20 Starter Formula. For beginners, there is a simple, foundational approach. 50% needs, essentials like rent, utilities, groceries, insurance. 30% wants, lifestyle, dining, hobbies, entertainment. 20% investments plus savings, building wealth for the future. Even small amounts allocated to investments consistently over time compound into life-changing wealth. This formula teaches financial awareness. You cannot control what you do not measure. Budgeting begins with knowing exactly where every dollar goes. 5.3 The Wealth Accelerator Formula. The wealthy take this concept further. 30% needs, prioritize essentials. 10% wants, live below means. 60% investments and savings, make money work for you. The difference between the two formulas is profound. The first maintains stability, the second builds freedom. Wealth is not a product of income alone. It is a product of income allocation and compounding. 5.4 Understanding liabilities versus assets. Budgeting requires clarity between assets and liabilities. Assets, put money in your pocket. Stocks, real estate, businesses, royalties, intellectual property. Liabilities, take money out of your pocket. Car payments, credit card debt, high-interest loans, luxury consumption. The wealthy do not avoid spending, they avoid spending on liabilities disguised as assets. Example: buying a $100,000 luxury car may feel like an asset to many, but it depreciates and increases insurance, taxes, and maintenance, a liability. Buying a $100,000 rental property, in contrast, generates cash flow and equity growth, a true asset. Lesson: budgeting is not just tracking dollars. It is deciding which dollars work for you and which dollars work against you. 5.5 The Invisible Leaks of Wealth. Most people do not fail to budget because they are poor at math. They fail because of small, invisible leaks. Impulse purchases. Subscriptions no longer used. Lifestyle inflation as income grows. Peer pressure and social comparison. Unnecessary interest payments. Fixing these leaks is like patching holes in a bucket. You can pour as much water as you want, but if it leaks faster than it fills, nothing accumulates. 5.6 Wealthy Budgeting Practices. The rich follow practical habits that amplify wealth. Automatic allocation. Set up automated transfers, savings, investments, business accounts. Money works for you before you see it. Expense tracking. Track every dollar with apps or spreadsheets. Awareness creates control. Goal-oriented budgets. Every expense aligns with a purpose, growth, comfort, or leisure. Mindless spending is eliminated. Quarterly reviews. Review and adjust allocations quarterly. Track progress toward financial goals. Prioritize investment first. Wealthy people pay themselves first. Investments are non-negotiable, wants are discretionary. Budgeting is not a punishment. It is a strategic plan for your life, translating money into freedom. 5.7 Case Study: The Power of Intentional Budgeting. Consider David, a fictional yet realistic example. Income: $8,000 per month. Before budgeting, spent $9,000 per month. Credit cards, dining, lifestyle creep. Right pointing arrow. Perpetual stress, debt. After budgeting, adopted 60% investment allocation, 10% discretionary, 30% essentials. Results after 3 years: built $50,000 in investments, paid off all high-interest debt, gained freedom to pursue entrepreneurial ventures. Budgeting is not about limitation. It is about amplification, allowing your income to grow your future instead of consuming it. 5.8 Psychological Insights of Wealthy Budgeting. Control over money equals control over life. Wealthy individuals know where every dollar goes. This control reduces stress and increases decision-making power. Delayed gratification. Budgets help resist impulse purchases. They redirect money to opportunities that compound over time. Freedom through discipline. Budgeting creates a structure where choice is possible. Without discipline, freedom is an illusion. The richest people are not the ones who earn the most. They are the ones who know where their money goes and let it work for them. 5.9 Action Steps to Budget like the Wealthy. Track all income and expenses for 30 days. Categorize spending into needs, wants, and investments. Identify leaks and unnecessary liabilities. Automate savings and investments. Allocate intentionally: 30% needs, 10% wants, 60% investments. Review quarterly, adjust, and reinvest growth. Budgeting is not a one-time task. It is a lifestyle habit, a blueprint for financial growth, and a bridge from survival to freedom. Wealth is not built by chance. It is built by intention, allocation, and discipline. Budgeting is not about limitation, it is about direction. It is the blueprint that ensures income fuels growth instead of disappearing. The question is simple: are your dollars working for you, or are you working for your dollars? Chapter 6: Debt, Dangerous and Powerful. It is one of the most misunderstood forces in personal finance. For most people, debt is a trap, a chain that quietly tightens around the life they could have had. For the wealthy, debt can also be a tool, a lever that, when used wisely, amplifies opportunity, speed, and wealth. Debt is dangerous, but it is also powerful. Understanding the difference is what separates financial struggle from financial strategy. 6.1 The Two Faces of Debt. Debt is not inherently bad. Its impact depends on how it is used. 1. Bad debt, the trap. Credit cards used for consumption. Payday loans or high-interest personal loans. Financing depreciating liabilities, like cars or luxury goods. 2. Good debt, the tool. Mortgages for rental or income-producing properties. Business loans to expand operations. Student loans for high-return education. Strategic leveraging of capital to increase wealth. The wealthy borrow differently. They do not borrow to consume. They borrow to create more money than the debt costs. 6.2 The Psychological Weight of Debt. Debt carries more than financial cost, it carries psychological weight. Stress, anxiety, and sleepless nights. Fear of judgment or failure. Limitation of choice and mobility. Studies show that people with high consumer debt report higher levels of stress, depression, and reduced life satisfaction. Debt is a silent thief. It steals not just money, but freedom, peace, and opportunity. 6.3 The Debt Spiral. Many fall into what experts call the debt spiral. Borrow to spend. Make minimum payments. Accumulate interest faster than repayment. Borrow again to cover shortfalls. Stress and scarcity increase. Example: a credit card with a $5,000 balance at 20% interest. Paying only the minimum, it could take 20 years to clear, costing over $10,000 in interest. This is the trap that keeps millions enslaved, even with a decent income. 6.4 Breaking the Debt Cycle. The first step is awareness and measurement. List every liability, interest rate, and minimum payment. Identify high-interest debt as the top priority. 2 Common Strategies. Debt avalanche: pay off high-interest debt first. Efficient: saves money on interest. Focuses resources where the burden is greatest. Debt snowball: pay off small balances first. Builds psychological momentum. Encourages consistency and confidence. Both strategies work. The key is commitment and consistency. 6.5. Leveraging good debt. Debt can also be a powerful accelerator if used strategically. Examples: real estate. Borrowing to buy rental property generates cash flow exceeding the mortgage payment. Appreciation grows net worth while tenants effectively pay down the loan. Business expansion. A loan used to hire staff, purchase inventory, or expand operations multiplies revenue faster than cash alone. Education and skill acquisition. Student loans, when used for high-return education or certifications, increase earning potential. Good debt is money working for you, not against you. 6.6. Avoiding common debt mistakes. Paying only minimums, interest compounds faster than repayment. Using debt to finance lifestyle creates no wealth. Ignoring debt entirely leads to late fees, penalties, and credit damage. Over-leveraging, borrowing more than you can service safely. Debt is a double-edged sword. Handle it poorly, it cuts deep. Handle it strategically, it builds power. 6.7. The psychology of borrowing. Why do people accumulate bad debt? Instant gratification, buying now instead of waiting. Social comparison, wanting what others have. Scarcity thinking, fear of missing out on opportunities or experiences. The wealthy approach borrowing differently. They ask, will this debt generate more than it costs? They calculate risk, returns, and potential cash flow. They act intentionally, never emotionally. 6.8. Real-world example, transforming debt into opportunity. Consider Lisa, a fictional but realistic story. Age 27, $20,000 credit card debt, high interest, living paycheck to paycheck. Action: switched to debt avalanche, cut unnecessary spending, negotiated interest rates. Simultaneously took a small business loan to start an online store. Result: after 3 years, cleared consumer debt. Business generates $5,000 per month net income. Business assets now exceed initial debt several times over. Lisa transformed dangerous debt into a powerful tool, leveraging capital to build wealth instead of being consumed by it. 6.9. The debt mindset shift. Fear versus strategy. Most fear debt, the wealthy calculate it. Consumer versus capital use. Avoid debt for consumption, embrace debt for investment and growth. Control and discipline. Maintain the ability to repay without stress. Never borrow blindly. Debt is not evil, but it is unforgiving when mismanaged. It is powerful when mastered. Debt is a double-edged sword, dangerous if uncontrolled, powerful if strategic. The difference lies in awareness, intention, and discipline. Recognize bad debt and eliminate it. Understand good debt and use it to amplify wealth. Never let borrowing dictate your life, let strategy dictate borrowing. The wealthy see debt not as a trap, but as a tool for leverage, and that distinction changes everything. Chapter 7. Saving versus investing, which builds wealth faster. For decades, we've been told, save your money, don't spend, be frugal. Saving is important, discipline is important, but there is a truth that most people never realize. Saving alone does not create wealth. It preserves it, it protects it, but it rarely multiplies it. To truly build wealth, one must understand the power of investing, and the delicate balance between the two. 7.1. The purpose of saving. Saving is the foundation, the safety net, the first step. Definition: saving is setting aside money in safe, liquid forms, like bank accounts, money markets, or short-term deposits, primarily for emergencies and short-term goals. Purpose: protect against unexpected events. Cover short-term expenses. Avoid high-interest debt during crises. Example: an emergency fund of 3 to 6 months of expenses provides psychological security. A young professional with $10,000 saved can handle car repairs, medical bills, or sudden unemployment without panic. Saving is discipline, not ambition. It is preparation, not acceleration. 7.2. The limitations of saving. While saving is safe, it has limits. Inflation. Money in a savings account grows slowly, often below inflation rates. $1,000 today may buy less in 10 years. Opportunity cost. Keeping money idle means missing potential gains from investments. Wealth ceiling. Even aggressive savers hit a plateau. Saving alone rarely multiplies wealth exponentially. Saving alone builds security, not financial freedom. To grow wealth faster, investing is required. 7.3 The power of investing. Definition: investing is allocating money into assets that have the potential to grow in value or generate income over time. Common investment vehicles: stocks and index funds, bonds and treasury securities, real estate, rental or commercial, businesses or startups, mutual funds, ETFs, rights, intellectual property, royalties, and digital assets. Why investing works: compounding, money grows on itself over time. Passive growth, assets generate income without trading hours. Inflation hedge, certain investments outpace inflation, preserving and growing real wealth. Albert Einstein reportedly called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world. Small amounts invested consistently over time grow into life-changing wealth. 7.4 Saving versus investing. The comparison. Feature: saving, investing, risk, low, medium to high, liquidity, high, medium to low, growth, low, high, purpose, safety, emergencies, wealth accumulation, time horizon, short term, medium to long term. Example: saving $500 per month at 1% interest, right pointing arrow $6,060 in 10 years. Investing $500 per month at 8% average annual return, right pointing arrow $91,800 in 10 years. The difference is staggering. The same discipline applied to investing multiplies wealth exponentially. 7.5 When to prioritize saving versus investing. Phase 1 Foundation, emergency and security. Build 3 to 6 months of expenses. Pay off high interest debt. Ensure financial stability. Phase 2 Growth, investing for wealth. Start investing consistently. Allocate to diversified assets. Maximize compound growth. Saving is your shield. Investing is your sword. Both are necessary, but one accelerates wealth while the other preserves it. 7.6 The psychology of money, saving versus investing. Many avoid investing because of fear of loss, worry about stock market dips or business failure, lack of knowledge, feeling uncertain about where to start, comfort with status quo. Saving feels safe, investing feels risky. The wealthy handle this differently. Educate themselves on risk, returns, and diversification. Take calculated risks, not blind gambles. Understand that short-term fluctuations do not destroy long-term growth. Wealth is created when fear is measured and strategy prevails. The average person saves for safety, the wealthy invest for freedom. 7.7 Real-world examples of saving versus investing. Case 1 Conservative saver. John saves $10,000 per year for 10 years at 2% interest. Total: $102,000. Case 2 Strategic investor. Sarah invests $10,000 per year for 10 years at 8% average return. Total: $155,000. The difference is not just money. It is time, options, and future freedom. Even modest investing outpaces aggressive saving over time. 7.8 Strategies for smart investing. Start early. Time is the greatest ally in compounding. Diversify. Spread across stocks, bonds, real estate, and businesses. Automate contributions. Invest consistently each month to avoid market timing stress. Focus on long-term growth. Ignore daily market noise. Let assets grow over years, even decades. Reinvest returns. Dividends, interest, and rental income should compound rather than be spent. Investing is a discipline, not speculation. It is not gambling. It is planting seeds today to harvest abundance tomorrow. 7.9 Combining saving and investing for maximum impact. The wealthy balance both. Emergency fund and security, save. Debt elimination and opportunity fund, save and allocate. Long-term wealth creation, invest. Growth and expansion, invest more as income increases. Discipline in saving prevents disaster. Discipline in investing multiplies freedom. Together, they are the backbone of lasting wealth. Saving and investing are not opposing forces. They are two pillars of financial strategy. Saving protects life and preserves wealth. Investing grows life and multiplies wealth. The question is simple: are you only saving for safety, or are you investing for freedom? Wealth grows faster when you balance both, starting today, with discipline and strategy. Chapter 8, The Power of Compounding. Compound interest is often called the eighth wonder of the world. Albert Einstein reportedly said, "He who understands it, earns it, he who doesn't, pays it." But what does it really mean, and why does it matter so profoundly in wealth creation? Compounding is money growing on money. It is the snowball effect, the silent engine of wealth. And understanding it is not optional, it is essential. 8.1 What is compounding? Definition. Compounding occurs when the interest or returns earned on an investment are reinvested, generating their own earnings over time. In simple terms, your money makes money, and then that money makes more money. Over time, the results are exponential, not linear. Example. Invest $1,000 at 8% per year. After 1 year, $1,080. After 2 years, $1,166.40. After 10 years, $2,159. After 30 years, $10,062. Notice how the growth accelerates over time. Early contributions matter more than later, larger contributions. 8.2 The snowball effect of time. Time is the greatest ally in compounding. Consider two investors. Alice starts at age 25, invests $5,000 per year at 8% until age 35, then stops. Bob starts at age 35, invests $5,000 per year at 8% until age 65. Result. Alice's early start grows to over $110,000 by age 65, despite stopping contributions at 35. Bob, contributing twice as long, only reaches around $95,000 by age 65. Lesson. The earlier you start, the more time compounding has to work its magic. Time beats money. 8.3 Compounding in different asset classes. Compounding works in stocks, bonds, real estate, businesses, and even knowledge. 1. Stocks and index funds. Reinvesting dividends accelerates growth. Long-term returns historically average 7–10% annually. 2. Real estate. Rental income can be reinvested to purchase additional properties. Appreciation compounds property value over decades. 3. Business. Profits reinvested into operations multiply revenue and market share. 4. Knowledge and skills. Learning a skill increases income potential. Higher earnings can be reinvested into assets or additional skills. Compounding is not limited to money, it can apply to energy, influence, and ideas as well. 8.4 The psychology of compounding. Most people fail to leverage compounding because of two psychological barriers. Impatience. Expecting results in weeks or months instead of years. Giving up when growth seems slow. Procrastination. Delaying investments or savings. Waiting for the perfect moment, which rarely arrives. Wealth is not created overnight. It is created through consistent, disciplined action over decades. Compounding rewards patience and penalizes delay. 8.5 Compounding debt, the dark side. Compounding works both ways. While it grows wealth, it also magnifies debt. Example. $5,000 credit card debt at 20% interest, unpaid for 5 years. Amount owed grows to over $12,400. Debt compounds against you, silently consuming future income and options. Understanding compounding is critical not only for growth but for avoiding destruction. 8.6 Real-world examples of compounding wealth. Example 1 Warren Buffett. Buffett started investing as a teenager. Early investments, consistently compounded over decades, account for the majority of his wealth. Time plus reinvestment multiplied modest beginnings into billions. Example 2 Retirement accounts. Contributing $500 per month at age 25 into an index fund at 8% annual return, right pointing arrow over $600,000 by age 65. Waiting until age 35 and contributing the same right pointing arrow only around $320,000. The difference is time, consistency, and reinvestment. 8.7 Strategies to maximize compounding. Start early. Even small amounts grow significantly over decades. Contribute consistently. Automate investments monthly or quarterly. Reinvest all returns. Avoid spending dividends, interest, or profits prematurely. Be patient. Avoid reacting to short-term market fluctuations. Diversify assets. Compounding grows faster when risk is managed across multiple streams. Compounding rewards consistency, patience, and intelligence. It punishes delay, impulsiveness, and debt. 8.8. Knowledge compounds too. Compounding is not just financial. Your knowledge, skills, and networks can also compound. Examples. Learning a skill today can increase income for decades. Mentoring or networking can multiply opportunities over a lifetime. Experience compounds efficiency, decision-making, and problem-solving. Money without knowledge compounds poorly. Knowledge without application is wasted. When both compound together, wealth multiplies exponentially. The power of compounding is the silent engine behind most wealth. Start early, contribute consistently, and reinvest returns. Avoid high-interest debt that compounds against you. Apply compounding to money, skills, and knowledge alike. Time is the greatest multiplier. Patience is the greatest virtue. Compound wisely, and your future self will thank you in ways impossible to achieve overnight. The question is simple. Are you letting your money, knowledge, and skills compound for you, or against you? Chapter 9. The Millionaire Mindset. Wealth begins in the mind. You can earn a fortune, inherit millions, or stumble into a successful business, and yet, without the right mindset, it can vanish as quickly as it appeared. The millionaire mindset is not about arrogance, luck, or genius. It is a way of thinking, acting, and responding to money, opportunity, and life itself. 9.1. Wealth starts with beliefs. The foundation of any millionaire's journey is beliefs about money. Most people believe, I must work hard to earn money, and even then, it is never enough. The wealthy believe, money is a tool. It works for me, I can create more, and I am responsible for my financial destiny. Beliefs shape behavior. Your subconscious money scripts, the ones you learned from family, school, and society, dictate whether you accumulate wealth or struggle endlessly. Exercise. Examine your beliefs. Do you view money as scarce or abundant? Do you fear investing, debt, or risk? Do you see opportunities or limitations? Change the story in your mind, and your financial story begins to change as well. 9.2. Millionaires think differently about risk. The average person fears risk. The millionaire calculates and manages risk. They understand good risk versus bad risk. They leverage knowledge, research, and strategy before acting. They are comfortable stepping outside their comfort zone. Example. Investing $10,000 in a diversified index fund versus spending it on a luxury car. The first is calculated risk with potential reward. The second is emotional risk with guaranteed depreciation. Millionaires embrace risk, but only when it creates upside greater than the downside. 9.3. Long-term vision versus short-term gratification. A hallmark of the millionaire mindset is delayed gratification. They prioritize long-term growth over temporary pleasure. They understand that the small sacrifices today lead to enormous freedom tomorrow. Example. Saving and investing $500 per month for 30 years, right pointing arrow $700,000 plus at 8% returns. Spending that $500 per month on short-term desires, right pointing arrow 0 long-term growth. The millionaire mindset is about thinking in decades, not days. 9.4. Millionaires embrace learning and knowledge. Wealthy people invest in themselves as much as in assets. They read constantly. They seek mentors. They attend seminars, workshops, and courses. They analyze mistakes and adapt strategies. Income without knowledge is limited. Knowledge without action is wasted. Wealth grows when learning compounds with execution. Example. A young entrepreneur invests $2,000 per year in books, courses, and mentorship. Over 20 years, this knowledge allows them to make investment and business decisions that generate millions. 9.5. Millionaires solve problems, not work hours. Average people trade time for money. Millionaires solve problems for others, and are compensated accordingly. The more significant the problem you solve, the more value you create, and the more money flows to you. Example. Freelancer, $50 per hour for graphic design, time-based. Entrepreneur, creates a SaaS platform that saves thousands of businesses hours, right pointing arrow $50,000 per month, value-based. Lesson. Wealth is created by value creation, not effort alone. 9.6. The power of habits and discipline. Millionaires develop daily habits that compound over time. Financial discipline. Track spending, save, invest. Consistency. Regularly add to investments and assets. Health and energy management. High energy leads to better decisions. Networking and relationships. Build alliances, opportunities, and collaborations. Habits shape outcomes. Discipline converts income into wealth. Chaos converts income into debt. 9.7. Millionaires view failures as lessons. Fear of failure paralyzes most people. Millionaires reframe failure as feedback. They analyze mistakes, adjust strategy, persist with improved approach. Example: business fails, right pointing arrow, learn customer needs, pivot. Investment loss, right pointing arrow, analyze risk, diversify. Rejection, right pointing arrow, refine pitch, improve network. Wealth is not about never failing. It is about failing forward consistently until success compounds. 9.8. The role of gratitude in abundance thinking. The millionaire mindset balances ambition with gratitude. Recognizing opportunities already present fosters clarity. Abundance thinking attracts more possibilities. Scarcity thinking limits creativity and growth. Wealthy people focus on creating value in an abundant world. They see opportunities where others see obstacles. 9.9. Real-world examples of the millionaire mindset. Case Study 1. Warren Buffett. Early start in investing, continuous learning, calculated risk, and long-term vision. Focused on value creation, patience, and compounding. Case Study 2. Oprah Winfrey. Embraced personal growth, learned from setbacks, built multiple income streams, and solved massive problems for audiences worldwide. Case Study 3. Sarah Blakely, Spanx founder. Rejected traditional paths, took calculated risks, solved a problem for women, and scaled globally through persistence and learning. All these examples share common traits: vision, patience, discipline, learning, and problem solving. A mindset that sees opportunity instead of limitation. 9.10. Action steps to cultivate a millionaire mindset. Audit your beliefs about money and rewrite limiting ones. Practice delayed gratification and long-term thinking. Invest in learning and skills relentlessly. Focus on solving big problems, not just working hard. Build consistent, compounding habits. Reframe failure as feedback, not defeat. Surround yourself with ambitious, growth-oriented people. Think in terms of value creation and leverage, not just income. The millionaire mindset is learned, cultivated, and practiced, not inherited. It is a daily choice to act with intention, courage, and clarity. Wealth is not just money, it is a way of thinking, a set of habits, and a disciplined approach to life. The millionaire mindset transforms obstacles into opportunities, problems into solutions, and ideas into wealth. The question is simple: do you think like the wealthy, or do your beliefs and habits keep you average? Master your mind, and wealth becomes a natural consequence. Chapter 10. The Blueprint for Financial Freedom. Financial freedom. It is the ultimate goal of wealth creation, the ability to live life on your terms, free from financial worry, and empowered to make choices that align with your values, passions, and dreams. But freedom is not accidental. It is designed, built, and executed. This chapter is your blueprint, your guide to turning knowledge, habits, and strategy into lasting wealth. 10.1. Define what financial freedom means to you. Freedom looks different for everyone. For some, it's early retirement and travel. For others, it's the ability to work on passion projects without worry. For others, it's providing generational wealth for family. The first step in any blueprint is clarity. Ask yourself, what does freedom truly mean to me? How much money do I need to live the life I envision? What lifestyle am I willing to sustain to achieve it? Without clarity, action lacks direction. With clarity, every financial decision becomes purposeful. 10.2. Set specific financial goals. Financial freedom is achieved through intentional milestones. Short-term goals: 1 to 3 years, emergency fund, debt elimination, small investments. Medium-term goals: 3 to 10 years, portfolio growth, business expansion, property acquisition. Long-term goals: 10+ years, passive income streams, retirement planning, wealth legacy. Goals act as checkpoints, ensuring your actions align with your vision of freedom. Tip: write them down, assign timelines, and review quarterly. Measurement creates accountability. 10.3. Build a multi-layered income strategy. Financial freedom rarely comes from a single source. It requires multiple streams of income. Active income, your job, freelance work, or business. Passive income, investments, royalties, rental properties, dividends. Portfolio growth, stocks, ETFs, index funds, bonds. Entrepreneurial ventures, scalable businesses or digital products. Think of income streams as pillars supporting your freedom. The more pillars you build, the stronger and more resilient your financial structure becomes. 10.4. Save strategically and invest wisely. Savings protect, investments grow. This is the fundamental law of wealth creation. Step 1. Save. Maintain 3 to 6 months of living expenses. Create an opportunity fund for business or investment opportunities. Step 2. Invest. Start early, invest consistently, and reinvest returns. Diversify across assets to balance risk and growth. Use compound interest as your most powerful ally. Savings are the shield, investments are the sword. Together, they protect and grow your wealth simultaneously. 10.5. Manage debt as a tool, not a trap. Debt is neither inherently good nor bad. Guidelines. Eliminate high-interest debt first. Use strategic debt to leverage growth, e.g., rental property, business expansion. Borrow only what you can repay without stress. Debt magnifies both opportunity and risk. The blueprint of freedom ensures it serves your strategy, not controls you. 10.6. Cultivate a millionaire mindset. Your financial blueprint is useless without the mindset to execute it. Key traits of the millionaire mindset. Long-term vision over short-term gratification. Problem solving over time for money thinking. Learning and growth as non-negotiables. Persistence in the face of failure. Abundance thinking, seeing opportunities instead of obstacles. Financial freedom is a mental construct before it becomes a monetary reality. Master your mind, and the money will follow. 10.7. Protect your wealth and plan for the future. Building wealth is only half the journey. Preserving it requires planning. Insurance. Protect against unforeseen risks. Estate planning. Ensure your assets benefit loved ones or causes. Diversification. Protect against market or industry risks. Legal structures. Business entities, trusts, and asset protection strategies. Freedom is meaningless if your wealth is vulnerable. Protection ensures the legacy and continuity of your financial achievements. 10.8. Embrace continuous learning and adaptation. The financial world changes constantly. Markets fluctuate. Technology disrupts industries. New investment opportunities emerge. Those who achieve lasting freedom are learners. They adapt, evolve, and pivot strategies when necessary. Keep studying investments, business trends, and personal finance. Network with mentors and peers. Test ideas and scale what works. Financial freedom is dynamic, not static. 10.9. Actionable Blueprint Summary. Step 1. Define freedom. Clarify your vision and lifestyle goals. Step 2. Set goals. Short-term, medium-term, long-term. Step 3. Multi-layered income. Active, passive, portfolio, entrepreneurial. Step 4. Save and invest. Protect first, grow consistently. Step 5. Manage debt. Eliminate bad debt, leverage good debt strategically. Step 6. Cultivate mindset. Long-term thinking, value creation, problem solving. Step 7. Protect wealth. Insurance, estate planning, diversification. Step 8. Continuous learning. Adapt, evolve, and capitalize on opportunities. This is not theory. This is a practical, step-by-step roadmap that anyone can follow with discipline, patience, and intentionality. Financial freedom is not a distant dream, it is a journey. It begins with earning more, is accelerated by disciplined saving and investing, is multiplied by compounding, is protected by mindset, planning, and strategic decision-making. Freedom is not about how much you have, but what you can do with it. Time to pursue passions, ability to create impact, security and peace of mind, opportunities for future generations. Every step you take, every dollar allocated intentionally, every habit cultivated compounds, shaping a life of choice, control, and abundance. The blueprint is complete. The power to execute it is in your hands. The journey to financial freedom starts today. The question is no longer, how do I build wealth? It is, will I take the steps today that my future self will thank me for tomorrow? Financial freedom is waiting, and it is yours to design. Make sure to do your own research before start any business and also try to get financial experts to assist you.